Hello and welcome to Greg Sterlace Show. I am your host, the Pamazon, except only the substitute. That's me. This is Leonardo the Catazon.
Oh,
John.
He looks like a tiny little dinosaur from this angle. He looks like,
he
looks like a lap dinosaur.
Small and slunky.
Lap dinosaurs are the best dinosaurs.
Yeah, imagine like
Hey,
if
Dudley!
Hi, pals.
like a little mini tiny stegosaurus just
How you
on your
doing,
lap.
Duds?
I'm alright. Whoa.
Hey, it's Mike.
Oh, hi.
Hello,
Oh,
Mike.
hi.
Oh, hi, Mike. What are you drinking good?
I am drinking watermelon sparkling water from Wegmans.
Watermelon water.
The land of
Water.
Wegmans.
Did you see, for the first time in my life, I've seen Wegmans has, like, commercials now. It's kind of weird.
I've seen Wegmans commercials for years.
I've never seen a Wegmans commercial, like an actual, like...
I have seen them.
What?
I think
Really?
there's that guy doing the voiceover. It sounds like the same guy doing the Raymore and Flanagan voiceover. I don't know if it's the same guy, but
It might be.
It sounds like it has a similar voice.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he also did the Buick commercials.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they got that new
Fancy.
Wegmans commercial where they got like an Asian girl playing Cleopatra, and it's really weird. It's like,
What?
yeah,
Are you making this up?
no, I saw it this morning, and it kind of freaked me out. I'm like, why does Wegmans have a commercial where there's Asian Cleopatra trying to sell? She was like eating like chicken
very
wings or
odd.
something. It was very strange.
Are they advertising like new out-of-state stores too? Because I know there's some in like
There
North
are,
Carolina.
yes.
Before it went to just West Virginia, I think.
Yeah,
Now
I think
there's-
so.
I have a favorite Wegmans meme. It's for the third Star Wars where they're riding that, where Han Solo's
Oh, that
riding
one's
that
funny.
thing.
I like that
What's
one.
that thing called?
The Wampa.
Oh no, Wampa is the one that attacked Luke in the cave.
Oh, yeah.
The Tauntaun.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
Oh,
Tauntaun.
Tauntaun. Yes.
Oh yeah, from episode
Right?
5. Yeah, Tauntaun. Yeah, Empire
Yeah.
Strikes Back.
Yes, and
That's a funny
he
one.
says, "Oh, do you want anything from Wegmans?"
Oh yeah, that's funny.
It's so funny.
Still, it's just weird seeing a
It's
commercial.
true because you feel that way.
No, it's true.
But I like feeling like that. Like, I love the snow. I'm a jerk. I know.
But why would Cleopatra go to Wegmans? She probably has millions of dollars. I mean,
Well, I mean, I can see like if she was actually Cleopatra, suddenly transported to this time frame, and you like go here, bam, food, all sorts of stuff. She'd be pretty overwhelmed and
yeah,
amazed.
but I don't know. If I was Cleopatra, I wouldn't be living in Buffalo.
Why not?
Cause like,
Maybe you want to stay on the down low.
I guess. I mean, it's just whatever. I mean,
My phrase about Buffalo was it was the Charlie Brown of cities.
that's a good way to put it.
But everybody loves Charlie Brown.
I always thought Charlie Brown was such a little whiny crybaby.
What?
He's always like, everything sucks. Sigh. Well, I guess I can play football. Oh crap! She took it away again. Everything sucks.
I didn't.
You suck, Charlie Brown. Ha ha ha! The kids make fun of him, and he sucks.
Oh, I didn't think he did that. I thought he was.
Show me
just-
one scene where Charlie Brown is in a good mood.
Well,
Until somebody comes up
Well,
on
he
him
has
and
a
kicks him in the
shit
face
life.
or something.
he had a shit life. He kind of went about it, like I'm gonna keep trying.
He
Yeah, and
still
then
has some optimism. Like he
Yeah,
may be
John.
down, but
God.
Charlie Brown's always miserable, I think. I don't know.
But there's still
so
like,
harsh.
optimism in there.
I mean,
like,
Absolutely.
He's not like super happy-go-lucky, but there's definitely some optimism,
why
and he's
should he be?
resilient. Like,
Well, Sally's always like, Charlie Brown, you're always so mopey with your stupid dog. And he's just,
well, maybe like that's conditioning to feel like that everyone's saying that he's mopey.
I mean,
and
he's
this and
bald
that.
at like 8.
That's kind of rough. That's really rough. I mean, wouldn't you be mopey if you're bald to 8, Mr.
Yeah,
Giant Head of
people
Hair?
people insulting him.
You'd be like, shit.
I mean,
I'm
I don't
bald at
dislike
8.
Charlie Brown himself, but he's always like a whining and like just like everything's always depressed. Charlie Brown needs to go on his meds. It's like,
You stop that right now, poor Charlie Brown.
I mean, he's probably the best character on there because everyone else is just like a jerk who just like immediately laughs and hates on Charlie Brown. Don't worry, Charlie Brown. Let's play football. Fuck you. Oh, maybe this time it'll work. Nope. It's like, wow, you're all.
How's Peppermint Patty? Is she okay?
Peppermint Patty is my favorite. She's the only one that's nice to him.
Yeah.
I thought Linus was nice.
Linus is okay. Linus and Peppermint Patty are the only people that are nice to him. Peppermint
Also,
Patty.
Linus plays the piano.
No, that's Schroeder.
Oh shit, is Schroeder nice?
Schroeder's indifferent. He's
Oh.
fine. He doesn't really make fun of Charlie Brown, but he's not like.
I don't remember him doing much.
Yeah, he doesn't
other
do
than-
much. He just.
Sorry, I'm
Sorry.
defending him. I mean, defending Charlie Brown. I don't even really know.
He just
kind
kind of gets like mad when Lucy's like, "Oh, Schroeder, please let me suck your dick," and he's like, "No, get out of my way. I want to play my piano. You suck." And she's like, "Oh, you know you want it." He's like, "No, get the hell out of my way."
That's Schroeder.
Yeah.
Typical musician.
I mean, I wouldn't want to date with Lucy either. She's an
Well,
asshole.
that's fair. That's fair.
She's always fucking with Charlie Brown.
Oh yeah, kicking the goddamn football.
I know,
out.
he's the meanest. She's the meanest one.
Peppermint Patty's the one you want to get in bed.
Peppermint Patty's the best one. She's clearly my favorite.
She's the one you want to get in bed.
Is she the one with
Well-
Marcy?
Well, yeah, I always assumed she had a crush on Marcy. I mean, they're
Yeah.
always hanging out. She's calling her sir. I mean, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
It's true. There's some weird top-bottom stuff going on there.
I
Yeah.
mean, Marcy, I always thought was cool too, but she's another one that doesn't really do anything other than
Any of them really do anything?
just be an asshole to Charlie Brown. Not really. Charlie Brown shows up, says everything sucks, but I'm gonna try and it's gonna work this time. You suck, Charlie Brown. Let me steal your shit and just tell you how much you suck.
Then
Oh my
finally
God.
it works in
You're
the end.
reminding me. I fell asleep with the TV on, right? And we get the digital over there, which is delightful fun. And I fall asleep with it on one of the crazy channels that play just weird stuff. And Davy and Goliath comes on like 5 a.m. And because, I don't know, because of my brain, I wake up and I'm like watching it.
Because Jesus.
Because Jesus made me wake up. Davy was kind of an asshole. He was always like, "Oh,
And he's
listen to what you
stupid,
say.
too.
I'm gonna lay on the train tracks. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
I'm
Davy
gonna
was
do that."
kinda
He was
dumb.
really dumb, and he was
Yeah.
an asshole. I was like, "Wow, Davy's a jerk."
Yeah, Davey kind of sucks. I mean,
I didn't
you're-
realize that when I was a child. I was just enamored of the stop motion animation.
it's a pretty show. I mean, I think Gumby's more fun, but I mean it was kind of weird because I was awake too. But they're made by the same people. But,
It's really me and my friend of mine. We used to turn down the volume on Davy and Goliath and do our own voiceovers, which then someone made into a YouTube channel. Ours were better. We were better than you. Okay, but maybe
I'm
we weren't. I don't
sure.
know.
I don't
yeah.
know. I like Goliath. Though. He's friendly. He's so cute.
I don't know, Davy.
Yeah, I like Goliath. He's a nice guy.
Goliath is a nice guy. He
Moral
saved
Oral's
dumb
where it's at.
Davy
Yeah, I
from
love
getting
Moral
run over
Oral.
by a train.
It's like kind of like a parody.
Yeah, Moral Oral is probably one of my favorite shows of all time. Even like when it stopped being a comedy and it was more serious, that was one of the best shows of all
Yeah,
time.
it was.
That's another stop show, motion show. It's more recent. That was one of my favorite shows of all time. I never saw the new one where he went to visit his grandfather, but
Oh yeah, that special they had was it back in 2013?
yeah, that's such a great show. I don't think people really know how great Moral Oral is.
I have never seen Moral Oral.
It's a really, really like deeply like psychological show. It's a stop motion show. It's really good. That guy went on to make another show that was really good called Mary Shelley's
Frankenhole.
That show's also really
Yeah,
good.
it's like a wormhole and like Dr. Frankenstein like jumps through, goes to different times and
That's a really good stop motion show too. Mary Shelley's Frankenhole and Moral Oral are two of my favorite shows. I haven't seen them in a long time.
Interesting. Never seen them.
yeah, they're Adult Swim shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Adult Swim, the show was briefly on Adult Swim, but one of my favorite shows of all time.
Oh, that's a great
The
show.
Mighty Boosh.
I know that.
Oh yeah.
That's a great show.
Oh, it's so good. And if you can go on the Amazon Prime and watch it with no editing, it's the best thing. Like it in like the 2000 when it was on the air, like 2005 or 6 or whatever time period it was. I'm not very good with time and shit. But at any rate, like my student would download it. It would play in England. He'd download it from the internet, and we watch it during Common Hour in the computer lab. And I could always tell which students I would get along with because they'd walk in and be like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Or they'd be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!" Yeah. And if kids are like, "What is this shit?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna have trouble with them. It's gonna be
Mighty Boosh is one of
rough."
the best shows ever. What was that other show that was British?
Mighty Boosh is up.
They
Amazing.
went to the hospital. That was a weird one where like that weird guy, he thought he was Scottish. It was some kind of monster or something.
Oh yeah, I'm
That
trying
was
to
a
remember.
weird
yeah.
show.
There's a lot of those Adult Swim.
Look around
British
you
shows,
was good.
yeah.
Oh, look around you, yeah. One of my
Oh,
students
excuse me.
bought that in to watch.
That's a good one.
I haven't seen a lot of the shows in a long
Although my
ass time.
students don't seem that interested in bringing in cool things anymore. I don't know. It's weird.
Because people are
Sad.
boring.
They are boring. They've gotten more boring. What's up, world?
Oh no, young people just have no interest or any cool anything anymore. It's like, I don't know.
And speaking of British shows, like I don't know. It seems like they don't. I don't know if they ever play Monty Python on BBC America. I know they have a lot of American shows like Star Trek, but I know they have some British shows
Yeah, they
too.
do.
Like, do they play Monty Python on BBC America?
I've
or-
never seen it on there.
They used to play it when I was a kid, and that led me and my like kind of sort of half brother to like watch it, and then we got a hold of the Monty Python movie.
Oh, Holy Grail.
Holy
or-
Grail!
yeah.
And we watched it over and over and over. And my brothers and sister, my other brothers and sisters were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys?"
Those are good. I think the show is better than the movies.
Oh, I love that movie.
That's my favorite movie out of all the movies, but I think in general, I think the show's funny.
The movies are very, 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 very dark.
They are. It's
Yeah,
true.
it's true. True.
But I don't know. I like the movie.
Have you've seen Life of Brian, right?
Yeah,
And Meaning of Life.
Yeah, I've seen them all. I don't know. I just think the show tends to be funnier. But I think a lot of times short things are funnier than really long things.
I mean, it was very clever for certain.
It's true.
And when the rabbit attacks in Holy Grail,
Oh,
it's
that's
true because
funny.
rabbits they can be really vicious.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
It was exaggerated
right.
in the movie.
You have rabbits too. Yes.
Yeah.
Rabbits can be really vicious.
It's true. But
The boy bunnies are nicer. The girl bunnies are the warriors, so you have to look
it's
out.
like Penelope.
Yeah.
Leonardo's
But also
all
it depends
dumb.
on
It's like,
visuals because like my mom has 4 bunnies, but like there's 2 biters, 1 male and 1 female.
Oh, okay.
Like 3 of them are all the same age. They're brothers, and then there's the girl that was born either late 14 or early 15. My mom had her since was it March or April of 15. Like she bites sometimes. Then there's like a little one, Oliver. He bites.
Well, the other thing that's incorrect about bunnies is the phrase "dumb bunny," because I've had 3 bunnies, and one of them was never in a cage, so it wasn't an issue. But the other 2 figured out how to open the cage, and then I put a lock on the cage so they couldn't open it. And this bunny, he pushed all his toys against the side of the cage. He climbed up. And he pushed the lid.
Yeah.
There's an opening at the top, and he pushed that open, and
Yeah.
he got out. So
They're smart. Like even when they aren't escape artists, they still rearrange their shit. And
yeah, they're not dumb. They are not dumb.
yeah, there's like one of our bunnies, George. Like we used to have one of those bowls, you know, like the plastic bowls with the water dispenser, like that.
Yeah.
So we had to take it out because like he would get too high up, and there was a danger of him like being able to jump out.
Oh,
If
wow.
one of those, one of those habitats, like would probably go like just above the waist here, like when you're standing up, like.
Yeah.
So like it would be even with that high, it was like too much of a danger that he'd probably be able to crawl out one.
I've had I had a little one, a tiny shiny one. I think what is that? I don't even know. It was a tiny
I'm not
shiny
sure.
black one, a dwarf something.
Little guy.
He was awesome. He was really friendly, and he was so much fun. And I remember, like, he was running around the living room, and he picked up a cord, because they like cords. And I panicked, and I screamed, no, and he dropped it. And then he jumped in the air, because he thought it was funny that he panicked me. But I was deathly allergic to him, and I had to give him away, and I felt so bad. And then I had a Flemish giant, and it was huge. It was so huge. And I remember I had it. It was like a 30-pound rabbit. And then I got Leonardo, who's 7 pounds, and he went in the back room, and the rabbit was so excited, it jumped up, and then it took his head and it pinned Leonardo against the wall, like, I love you, and Leonardo's going,
So the rabbit was bigger than the cat.
like, more than 3 times bigger.
Wow.
I mean, you know, it was
Holy shit.
huge. It was a huge rabbit.
Oh yeah, I think they have like pictures on Facebook. I've seen like there's one old man holding a huge ass rabbit. Like it's probably like one of
Flemish
those.
Giants are really, really big. And then I got a Jersey Woolly, and everything was fine. And Leonardo got along with the Jersey Woolly.
Oh!
Because Jersey Woollies are very scary. And it was tiny. It was 3 pounds. But I got it as a baby bunny, and then as it grew, I got it neutered, but it still became like angry, and it was beating the crap out of Leonardo every day.
Come on, Leonardo. Don't leave to a
know.
rabbit.
So losing his source of testosterone didn't decrease the aggressiveness.
Well, it was a girl rabbit.
Oh, it was a girl. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And poor Leonardo was panicked. He was starting to panic, and just like he was like he was getting scared and hiding and pooping
Wow.
everywhere.
Leonardo.
Yeah, that's funny. He pooped in my shoe once, but at any rate,
He
He
pukes
loved-
everywhere still.
well, he loved the other rabbit. When that one died, and I knew the other rabbit was not doing well, the big Flemish Giant, because I'd come home and he'd be sleeping with it, like just sitting by it, because he knew it was going to pass soon.
Oh, fuck
And
you.
it was old. It was old.
How old was the rabbit?
At least 10. It could have
least
been
10.
older, yeah. And it was a big rabbit.
Oh, so you got it when he was older?
I got it when it was like 8. Yeah.
Oh, so it was already up in years, yeah.
Yeah. Someone's kid became deathly allergic to it, and I took it. And they brought it to school. I shouldn't admit that, but they brought it to GCC. It would have been probably, the 3rd rabbit at GCC in the Mac lab. But, because, whatever. They brought it in there to give it to me. And it was happy. All the students were holding it. And it was really happy. And everything was good. And then I bought it here, and I let it out, and it hopped around. It looked around like, this isn't my home, bitch. And it hopped over, and it bit me. I was like, oh, God. It just hated me. It hated me for taking it away from the place it lived all its life, and it did not give up the hate. But it loved Leonardo, so that was really nice. It was good. And then, Ralphie was amazing and fun and cute, but I was deathly allergic to him. And
That's too bad.
and then Maggie was just beating the crap out of Leonardo all the time.
Come on, Leonardo. You're literally created, like, your whole body is designed to, like, hunt things.
I know, and you're like 7 pounds, and Maggie was 3.
Oh, come on, Leonardo.
I remember one morning, someone was tickling my nose, and I opened my eyes, and there she was in my bed because she'd gotten out of her cage and picked the lock. She was very cute. She was super cute.
Bunnies are cute.
They are cute. They're so cute. It's true. But a lot of them seemed really indifferent. Ralphie was the only one that really seemed to love, like, playing and, interacting. The rest were like, no, fuck you, bitch. But Ralphie was like, you're so fun. Let's play. Smack me on the butt while I run circles around you. It's a great game. Throw me something. Yeah, he was really awesome. It was so cute. He was the best bunny.
Bunnies are so
And I couldn't keep him, which was really bitter.
I know. That's upsetting.
Although Leonardo does not eat bunnies, but Penelope,
Penelope she would do
yeah,
that.
she might eat bunnies. I mean, she probably wouldn't eat the big 30-pound bunny, but because that bunny.
Oh,
was
30
just-
pounds. Wow. Holy shit.
Actually, we went to the New York State Festival of Balloons, and they had an animal show, and that was one of the animals they were showing as extraordinary. It was a Flemish Giant. I was like, I had one of those. Mine was like that. It was huge. Yeah. So they were showing Flemish Giant rabbits to show.
Like a dog.
It
That's
was.
bigger
It was
than dogs
huge.
have had.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a lot of small dogs, but.
And
yeah.
it was long. I have a picture of it where, you know how they'll stand up on their back legs? And it
Yeah.
was in the back room, this tiny back room I have. And it was as tall as my bike tire from, like, my bike, which was like a cruising bike with, not small
Yeah.
tires. So, yeah, it was a big bunny.
That's a big bun.
Yeah, it's kind of like a medium, small dog or really fat cat.
Well, I was actually in Quebec, in Montreal, and my friend was taking care of it, and it wasn't healthy, and I went anyways. You know, I mean, it wasn't doing anything to indicate it wasn't healthy, but the cat staying by it was like something's not right. And when I left, it died, and my friend did not know what to do, and she called my other friend. She's like, put it in the freezer for when she comes back so she can do something, bury it, whatever. But she had to empty the whole freezer out to fit the bunny in.
Wow.
Oh, that's so sad.
It is very sad. It was very sad. When I came back, Leonardo was a mess and so upset because he lost his friend, and he was very upset.
Yeah. So did you not know until you came home?
No, she called me and she told me the rabbit had died and that it was in the freezer.
So you could say your goodbyes.
Yeah. I mean, it was very weird. I didn't really know exactly what to do with it.
Yeah.
I took it to the place where they cremate the critters and just said, cremate it. And they're like, do you want it back? But I heard of This American Life, and they just give you random crumbs back. It's never your pet, but I don't tell that to people, but that's the truth if you're watching and your pet's still alive. So I told them just to keep their crumbs and do whatever. I did consider just taking it to a park and laying it out somewhere in brush, far away from where people go.
Or burying it.
I could have taken it out to Dansville to bury it, but that's like an hour, almost 2 hours away. Yeah, but it's okay. The bunny hated me.
That's so sad.
It loved Leonardo, and it was nice for him to have a pal.
Yes, because Leonardo. I feel like Leonardo and Penelope are only
Semi-pals?
Penelope is just very. She just gets angry all the time.
I had a friend who had this dog. It was a mutt, and she stopped to talk to me when I was on the porch, and Leonardo, I could hear Leonardo crying, and she's like, what's that sound? I'm like, it's my cat. He loves dogs. And she brought her dog up, and we opened the inside door, and then we opened the inside door a crack, and Leonardo reached through and touched the dog's nose.
Aw.
And the dog whimpered, and they were like best buddies.
Aw.
Oh, it was so cute, and they were just involved in this love fest for 20 minutes. Then she went on her way, but then she told me she could never go by my house again because her dog would just cry and moan and be so sad because he couldn't see Leonardo. Yeah, it is pretty sad. What's that you got in your hands?
Today, I wanted to talk about one of my favorite albums, Tiny Tim, live in London, 1968. Recorded October 30th, 1968, in the Royal Albert Hall. It's one of my favorite Tiny Tim live albums. It's so good. It's got most of the concert. This is 90 seconds if it wasn't recorded, but it's got so many good songs that he doesn't.
90 seconds?
Yeah.
That's not a
No, it's not a lot, but it's enough for a song.
lot.
Yeah, like a short song.
A short song, yes.
But it's got the song he doesn't do anywhere else on here. He's got him doing Frisco Flow, and I Wonder How I Look When I'm Asleep. I Love Me. That's a good one. He's got so many good ones. He's got him doing I'll See You Again on here. There's just so many good songs on here, and it's just so cool. Tiny Tim is so pretty on the front cover. It's so cool. I got this. Oh no, I got this for Record Store Day, but there was. I thought I got it, but I don't know. I just love the Tiny Tim live in London, 1968. He's got his little message on here. There's so many crazy sounding musicians on here. What kind of a name is Bunny Gold?
Bunny Gold's a great name.
That's a great name.
It fits our bunny theme.
That's true. And then what was the other one? It was kind of strange. It was whatever. It doesn't matter. But there's so many.
You get
Manny. I never heard the name Manny before.
I've heard Manny.
Yeah.
Whatever. Everybody's.
You get from the
Sorry.
late great record theater.
No, I got this at Revolver Records. It just came out not that long ago.
Oh, not too long ago.
But I don't know.
Oh, so it was a re-release?
It never was released before.
Oh, so they recorded it in '68. Wow.
Yeah, it's got the Beatles were at this concert, and they I remember there's a message from George Harrison saying, "Tiny Tim is a joke until you realize he's not." He said, I went in there thinking this was a comedy, and it is funny, But, you know, the longer you sit there, the more you realize that he's serious and these are actual songs he's doing and stuff. And,
So you didn't take him seriously when you just hear little snippets or
yeah.
probably heard Tiptoe Through the Tulips or...
I think the Queen was also at this concert. I know a lot of famous people were at this concert. But it's hard to believe Tiny Tim went from that to, like, having no money and just, like, living off of nothing until his, like, rich wife came and, like, adopted him pretty much. He had no money by the time it was the 90s. He was just kind of working for the circus, just for nothing. It's like, how do you go from that to playing the Royal Albert Hall for the Queen? The next thing, you're just like, you're a traveling clown playing the crappiest nightclubs for, like, no money.
Wow.
Is there no details how that kind of fall?
Oh, no, I know the whole story about how it happened. It's just like Tiny Tim was
Wasteful.
No, he just had
bad
such
managers?
bad management. He wasn't. I don't think he
Well,
really
they
knew what he was
fleeced him?
doing. Yeah, he didn't really get almost any of the money. Like, they just kind of, you know, paid for everything, and he didn't really get any money. And then, you know, he kind of made a comeback when he was on Howard Stern all the time in the 90s. But for the most part, he didn't really have any money. And then after the early 70s, people just kind of lost interest, I guess, and he didn't really have any money from the city. So he had to move back with his mom in, like, 1972.
Wow.
That's so quick.
I know, it's kind of crazy. He was really, really, like, world famous. And then
Right.
you can watch like movies of him, because he was in a movie in the 80s where he broke the world record for the world's longest singing, but he was just, like, living with his mom and dad again, and it was really sad.
Huh.
Yeah, he really, like, Miss Jan totally. He was married to Miss Jan for forever, but they didn't live together. I think they only had sex like 3 times.
Wow.
Because she thought he was way more famous and rich than he was, and when she got married to him, she found out he didn't. She didn't want anything to do with him.
Wow.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, but then he married Miss Sue, who was a really rich businesswoman, and she just kind of took care of him. She was like a super fan of his since like the 60s, and she just happened to call him. She found his phone number or something, and I guess it just worked out. And she just kind of. I think they got married in '96 or maybe '95.
Is there a picture?
Wait, I thought he died in 94.
Yeah, but they weren't together very long.
Wait, he died in
No, they got married in '94. I'm sorry. What's that?
Oh, so the year he died?
No, he died in '96.
He died in 96? Oh.
What were you saying?
There's a picture of him on the front, right?
Yeah, that's a lovely picture. I think that's the only picture where I actually kind of look like Tiny Tim. I think for the most part, I don't really look like Tiny Tim.
Kind of doing it.
Here, you can look. There's a really great picture of Tiny Tim on this. I love the one on the back where he's smiling. It's so cool.
All you humans look the same to me.
That's true.
No doubt, Dudley, no doubt. There's a little similarity in the nose and mouth, but the eyes are really different.
Yeah, I don't really have eyes like Tiny Tim. He's got those deep Arab eyes. He's half Arab, half Jewish. But
Well,
I don't know. Tiny Tim's an interesting guy. It's like the only picture of his funeral was again from Miss Jan, because she was trying to take pictures just because she could sell them to paparazzi. They didn't want any pictures of his casket. He died performing. He died at the Women's Club in I think Iowa, performing "Tiptoe Through the Tulips." He collapsed at the last note and just kind of died.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Didn't the doctor warn him, don't sing that song because like too high notes?
They just warned him not to go even perform, but he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, I'm dying anyway." I mean, so
Is that a heart attack?
yeah, he had a heart attack. He had a bunch of problems that he was like afraid of doctors, so he wouldn't really go. Well, they mostly told him to stop eating so bad. He's like, "No, I like my pizza. I don't care." But
well,
he's on Howard Stern. They're like,
how old was he when he died?
he wasn't very old. I think he
Was
was
he 60s?
60 something, 65,
Yeah, okay.
66 or something. Howard Stern's like, "Tiny, why are you eating so bad? Everybody says you'll be fine if you just stop eating pizza and drinking beer all the time." He's like, "Now, Howard, let me tell you, I'm going to keep drinking it because whatever, I don't care. They say that, but I think they're wrong." And it's like, and he's like, "Tiny, come on, you're my favorite guest on the show. Stop doing
Daniel
it."
Johnston just died.
I know, I was so
And
sad.
so did Robert Frank, for you photo people.
Yes, I heard of that too. Daniel
Yeah.
Johnston took me by surprise. He was only 57. I mean, Slade
Robert,
saw him at his
Robert
last
Frank
show.
was 94, so
That makes
more sense. Yeah,
That's still
absolutely.
sad. Slade saw him at his last concert. He said he was barely able to stand. He was shaking so bad he could hardly.
Oh wow.
But anyway,
Sad.
thank you.
Oh, on a
friends.
cheery note, if you go to Pet Finder, you can look at cute dogs and kittens. things. Just go and type in.
There's a really
Your
cute one
zip
named
code.
Snickers.
Oh, Snickers.
But I
and
want it.
Ursula the cat is delightful.
Yes, she